Amber in the Hidden City, Chapter 1. One more goal. That's all they needed. Amber Robinson bounced on the balls of her feet while the referee placed the ball on center field. Her brown face glistened with sweat as she glanced at her companion, forward and best friend, Jasmine Santos. She grinned, and Jasmine threw up a peace sign. This was perfect, Amber thought. There were only her teammates in the game, a challenge she was more than up to. On the field, she didn't have to be pretty or charming or graceful. She didn't have to care about how her hair looked, if her nails were the right color, or if she wore the right perfume. All she had to do was win. The other pressures of her life faded as soon as the referee blew the whistle to start the game. Her hand went absently to Grandma's necklace, the namesake jewels cool against her slender neck, their touch calming her mind. She was ready. Okay, ladies, Coach Penny shouted. Get focused. Let's take this home. For the first time since the girls' soccer program began, the Wayne Middle School Silverbacks were competing for the Preston County Middle School Championship. Cars, minivans, and trucks packed the parking lot of Silverback Stadium, an anomaly for a girls' middle school soccer game. The cloudless sky and crisp air set the stage for what the Silverbacks hoped would be their victory to claim. Their sudden success was mainly due to Amber and Jasmine. Jasmine was a soccer prodigy, the daughter of two soccer standouts, her Brazilian father and Jamaican mother, and a recent transfer. Amber, while not as good as Jasmine, was a skilled passer and a perfect judge of opposing players. She had an instinct, Coach Penny said, to read a player's mind. The team depended on her to size up their adversaries and give advice on strategy. Together, they were unstoppable. The referee blew the whistle to begin the second half. Jasmine and the opposing forwards rushed the ball. Amber nodded to Jasmine as she trotted behind them. Jasmine let the Georgetown Jaguar forward take the ball. Amber waited until the Jaguar forward attempted to pass the ball across the field and sprinted to intercept it. She kicked it forward in a looping arc, the ball falling right before Jasmine. Her friend quickly displayed the dribbling skills she was known and feared for, dancing her way through the Jaguars. Amber ran as fast as she could, knowing Jasmine's good fortune wouldn't last. She watched Jasmine jump, avoiding a vicious sliding tackle, then with the flip of her right foot sent the ball streaking toward Amber. The ball was high as it was meant to be. Amber took a deep breath, then executed a perfect bicycle kick, sending the ball back to Jasmine, and the crowd gasped and roared. The goalie never stood a chance. Jasmine, her back turned to the goal, trapped the ball on her left foot, then spun around. The ball left her foot like a pitcher's fastball, speeding by the diving goalie into the net. The Silverback fans went wild. The rest of the match was a lesson in perfection. The Silverbacks' defense turned back a couple of spirited attacks by the opposing team, and Amber and Jasmine scored 3 more goals. Extra time was added because of penalties, but the game was all but over. When time ran out, the score read 4-2, the Silverback fans leaping to their feet and cheering and waving their silver and black pom-poms. The team rushed the field, for once ignoring Coach Penny's advice of cool decorum after a victory. They'd won the championship. There was no reason for holding back. Jasmine ran at Amber, then leaped into her arms. She shook her fist in the air as Amber struggled to hold her up. You know you ain't no petite girl, Amber shouted. She let Jasmine go, and Jasmine dropped to her feet. I know you just didn't insult me, Jasmine said in mock anger. If I didn't, who would? Jasmine was about to fire back when their teammates overwhelmed them. The two of them were lifted in the air as the team chanted, Silverbacks, we bad. Who bad? We bad. The team put them down, and they broke into a line dance they practiced in secret for weeks. Coach Penny walked up to them, shaking her head while trying to suppress a grin. Okay, ladies, that's enough. You're on the verge of unsportsmanlike conduct. Now line up so we can shake hands with our worthy opponents. They did as they were told. Amber was the first in line. Her response to the opposing team members varied based on her feelings. Some a simple high five, others a handshake, and a few a heartfelt hug. Some people just needed to be hugged. The last person in line was the opposing team's coach. The red-faced round man extended his hand. Good game for you two, he said. You're a fine player. Coach Peterson at Julian High will be happy to have you. The coach's words put a damper on her joy. She wouldn't attend Julian High. Her parents had other plans. She blocked the bad feelings from her mind, following Coach Penny and the team to the podium. Amby! Amby! Amber rolled her eyes. Oh, God. Jasmine appeared beside her and gave her a gentle jab with the elbow. Mommy's calling you, she chided. Amber looked to the visitor's sideline and spotted Mama. She was fashionably dressed as always, jumping up and down, waving her silver and black pom-poms, reliving her days as a cheerleader. Standing beside her, to Amber's surprise, was her daddy. He missed most of her games because of work travel, but he made it for the championship game as he promised. He towered over Mama, wearing his dress shirt and slacks, his tie loosened. He waved the pom-pom that Mama forced in his hand. He'd obviously come straight from the airport, but that didn't matter. He was here. He kept his promise. She ran to them, jumping into her father's open arms. You made it, she squealed. Of course I did. I couldn't miss the best player in the best game. He spun her around and placed her on her feet. Mama wrapped her in a tight hug, then swayed with her from side to side. Congratulations, baby, she squealed. You were so great out there. Thank you, Mama, she said, squeezing Mama tight. Congratulations, baby girl, Daddy said. He wrapped her and Mama in his thick arms. Did you see that bicycle kick? Amber asked. Yes, we did, Daddy said with a grin on his face. It was nice, wasn't it? That's your child, Mama said. So modest. No reason to be modest when you're good, Daddy replied. It was excellent, baby. They gathered around the podium as Coach Penny received the trophy. She gave a short speech, then raised the trophy high. Amber, her teammates, and the Silverback fans gave a rousing cheer, and the hugs began again. The Silverbacks paraded to their car. The coach led the procession to Partners Pies Pizza, the perfect place for a championship celebration. The procession pulled into the driveway, then everyone piled out of their cars and then lined up to enter the restaurant. As they surrounded their reserved tables, Amber's daddy waved his arm for attention. Pizza's on me, Daddy shouted. A cheer rose from over the usual cacophony of the popular pizzeria as the girls and their families took their reserved tables. Jasmine and Amber sat side by side, their parents flanking them. Amber was about to sip her sweet tea when Jasmine elbowed her. Girl, you almost made me spill my drink. Jasmine nodded her head. Check it out. Somebody's giving you the serious stink eye. Amber looked in the direction of Jasmine's nod. Apparently, a few of the Georgetown Middle School players chose Partners Pizza Pie for their defeat consolation meal. The girl giving Amber the stink eye was a defensive forward playing opposite her, the one she faked out with a spectacular bicycle kick. Amber looked directly at the girl and raised her glass. Look at you trying to start something, Jasmine whispered. I'm just being gracious, Amber replied. The pizza arrived moments later. Amber shared a Super Supreme with Jasmine, and while the house band played an anemic version of a recent dubstep song, Amber wiped her mouth after her fifth slice. Potty break, she shouted. Mama glared at her. Sorry, excuse me, she said properly. Amber made her way to the narrow hallway where the restrooms were located. She was about to enter the women's bathroom when the unfriendly faces of the Georgetown Middle School Panthers players appeared. Amber tried to ignore them, but the forward she embarrassed blocked her way. The girl was at least a foot taller than Amber, with straw blonde hair and a boyish freckled face. Excuse me, Amber, she said, then entered the restroom. The Georgetown girls followed her into the restroom. The forward jumped between her and the stall. Okay, 42. You trying to be all that on the field. What you got now? And that's a portion of Amber in the Hidden City, Chapter 1. The combo, is on sale. So go to my website and check it out. Y'all take care. Peace.